Join me today as I take a 16-hour journey in KLM's newest business class product on their 777. We'll be flying a fifth freedom route from Amsterdam to Bali with a brief stop in Singapore. This will be a comprehensive look at the seat and cabin, the meals and amenities, the in-flight entertainment, as well as the service from the crew on board, interwoven with cinematic in-flight footage throughout. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this one more week to go trip report. My day began with a short-haul flight on KLM 737 inbound from Helsinki. After landing, I had a 5-hour layover in Amsterdam, giving me ample time to relax in KLM's Crown Lounge. The lounge is located between Concourse E and F, with the entrance marked by glass walls filled with KLM's famous miniature Dutch houses. Spanning 2 levels, this lounge offers plenty of seating and an abundance of natural light thanks to large windows. Unfortunately, the view outside is partially obstructed by the placement of a walkway, which feels like a bit of a missed opportunity. On the first floor, you'll find a variety of seating options, a buffet spread, and drink stations. The buffet offers a decent selection, including salads, sandwiches, ham and cheese, and soups, though nothing stands out as particularly remarkable. For aviation enthusiasts, there's an area showcasing KLM's iconic miniature Dutch houses, collectibles given to passengers flying in premium cabins. It's a charming nod to KLM's heritage. One of the lounge's unique design features is a striking stairwell with integrated seating and KLM memorabilia. This creative design not only connects the 2 floors, but also makes the lounge feel more spacious and dynamic. The upper floor features more dining-style seating, bar areas, and even an outdoor terrace where you can enjoy fresh air with a somewhat better view past that annoying walkway. For those looking for a slightly more exclusive experience, there's a sit-down restaurant called the Blue Restaurant, open from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. that serves a premium menu available at an additional cost. Here's a quick look at the menu available. For myself, I was perfectly fine with the complimentary buffet downstairs. We chose to stay on the first floor, settling into a quiet and private booth at one end of the lounge. I helped myself to a selection of snacks, including soup, olives, cheese, and a cappuccino. We also took advantage of the lounge's shower facilities. To access one, you simply add your name to the waitlist, and once a stall is available, you'll receive a QR code via email to unlock the door. After refreshing ourselves from the shower, it was time to head to the gate for boarding. Our flight to Bali today will be on this KLM 777-300ER aircraft. Registration Papa Hotel Bravo Victor Papa. Named Jasper National Park after one of the national parks in Alberta, Canada. Boarding was slightly delayed by 10 minutes, but pretty soon we were walking down the jet bridge to kick off the flight. Business class on board KLM's 777-300ER consists of 35 reverse herringbone seats configured in a 1-2-1 layout. Most of the seats are located in the larger business cabin in front of the L2 doors, while 8 seats are located behind L2 in the mini cabin, which is where I'll be sitting today in seat 8A. A notable new feature of these KLM seats is the addition of a privacy door. Waiting on the seat is a large pillow as well as a blanket. Unfortunately, no slippers are provided. An amenity kit provided by Rituals is offered on this long-haul flight. Directly in front is a large 18.5-inch touchscreen TV. Right below that to the side are two USB charging ports, both A and C, as well as a universal power outlet. There is some storage under the TV screen for personal items. Situated beneath that is the leg rest, which is quite deep and spacious, accommodating taller passengers. Being 5'7", I could barely just reach it with my legs fully extended while in the upright seating position. Below that is some space to put your shoes. To the side, along the bottom, is the literature pocket, consisting of the sickness bag, a safety card, and the in-flight magazine. Along the top edge of the seat beside the TV is a coat hook. A generous side table offers plenty of surface area, as well as a drink holder and a wireless charging pad, which actually was quite responsive and charged my phone pretty quickly, unlike some other wireless charging implementations I've seen on other airlines. You'll also find the intuitive, capacitive seat controls along the edge of the side table. However, they were quite easy to trigger accidentally when I leaned on the side table to look out the window. Just below the edge of the side table is a narrow storage pouch, convenient for any small personal belongings. The tray table also swings out from beneath the side table, like so. Once deployed, the table is extremely sturdy, can slide backwards, and can also be pushed forward and rotated to make it easier for you to step into the aisle with the table deployed. A very thoughtful design. Along the rear on the side console, you'll find a rotatable LED reading light, the IFE controller, and the headphone jack. Inside the side console, you'll find the noise-canceling headphones, a water bottle, a headphone holder, some extra storage space, as well as a vanity mirror. Further back, you'll find a sunken leather armrest, and on the other side, the armrest can be raised up with the push of a button. Of course, it can only be deployed after takeoff and must be stowed prior to landing. The privacy door, or more accurately, a privacy screen, is held shut magnetically. The door is a bit flimsy and doesn't extend that far down, but it's still functional to provide some extra privacy from your seat neighbors. As we settled in, we were offered a choice of champagne, water, or orange juice for the welcome drink. I opted for the orange juice. The crew also came around to deliver the menus and to take our orders for the flight. The pilot told us we would have a 45-minute delay due to air traffic control, so let's take this time to explore some of the amenities. Let's start off with the Rituals amenity kit. Inside, you'll find a dental kit, a small pen, lip balm and face moisturizer, earplugs, eye mask, and socks. The bag itself is quite nice as well. The noise-canceling headphones were quite comfortable, but my particular set had some sound quality issues. There wasn't much sound coming from the left ear. When not in use, you can hang it inside the side console. The large 18.5-inch TV had a crisp display and was snappy and responsive, with a simple UI that made it really easy to use. The choice of movies and TV shows seemed quite good for the long flight. I liked how it shows a sort of progress bar at the top, highlighting the different events you can expect throughout the course of the flight, such as the timing of the snack and meal services. You can also use the IFE handset separately to show the flight map or to choose the movies to watch. We had another delay of 10 minutes due to storms over Eastern Europe, but afterwards we finally pushed back and got on our way. just as the sun was setting on the horizon.
A very good evening. My name is Tom, and on behalf of the entire crew, I wish you a warm welcome on this flight to Bali with an intermediate stop in Singapore. We would like to extend a special welcome to our flight crew members.
Hand or pockets. After you have selected airplane mode, feel free to turn on Bluetooth. Please make sure the device is visible at all times while charging. Charging of electronic devices is not allowed during taxiing, takeoff and landing.
Out of the blue, you're in it too. I surrender, lay me down, crack power floors, not one single door. I surrender.
After a stunning sunset takeoff, the service began with hot towels. We were given a choice between a bowl of cheese or nuts. It was interesting that they didn't just offer both. Anyway, I opted for the cheese, which I paired with a refreshing cranberry juice. Once airborne, Wi-Fi kicked in. which was free for messaging, 10 euros for an hour, or 22 euros for the entire flight.
These are actually quite trendy socks.
I slipped on the comfortable KLM socks, activated the seat's gentle massage function, and wrapped myself up in the lightweight, soft blanket, making myself comfortable for the long flight ahead. As we're about to start the meal service, let's take a look at the menu.
It's hard to leave with you still on my mind. To pack my things and leave it all behind. We better find out why we do the things we do.
My meal began with a flavorful Thai red curry soup, served alongside a bread roll with butter and a salad featuring olives and peppers. To drink, I chose a Royal Club ginger ale. For the main course, I went with the tasting of delicacies, a sampling of Singaporean, Malaysian, and Indonesian dishes. This included nasi kuning with red chili rings, beef rendang with vegetables, sayur lodeh, and ayam panggang chicken in a spicy bumbu sauce. The meal was unique and really delicious. I also ordered the sampler set the last time I flew KLM, but from what I remember, it was much better this time around.
Some time, but I realize now it's all for you.
Dessert was an almond bavarois with coconut, glazed pineapple, and chocolate crumble. It was light, not too sweet, and a perfect finish to the meal. I also ordered myself a coffee, which paired beautifully with the signature KLM chocolate Dutch House. After the meal, I visited the lavatory. It was fairly standard but featured some charming decor, like an orange flower and a Dutch house wallpaper. Rituals amenities were also available. The crew had placed some snacks on top of the bulkhead seats for passengers to grab if they got hungry. By now, the sun had set and the cabin was dimmed, with the seat's ambient lighting adding a nice touch. Feeling sleepy, I converted my seat into the bed mode. With the privacy door closed, it felt private, spacious, and very comfortable. I started a movie intending to enjoy the IFE, but I quickly dozed off. To my surprise, I managed to get a solid 6 to 7 hours of sleep, which is pretty rare for me on a flight. When I woke up, it was already daylight outside, and we were just 2 hours away from landing in Singapore. The crew came around with hot towels, which felt refreshing after a good sleep. I also took a quick trip to the lavatory to brush my teeth and freshen up. About an hour and a half before arrival, breakfast was served. It included a fresh fruit salad, a cold plate with sliced chicken, Beamster cheese, houtze cumin, and a parmesan spread, along with an egg roll stuffed with mushrooms and a buttery croissant. Everything was quite tasty. To go with it, I ordered a coffee and some apple juice. Before arrival, the crew came around the cabin offering KLM's miniature Dutch houses. But since we were continuing our journey on the same plane to Bali, we were told we'd get them on the next flight instead. I secretly hoped they'd hand them out anyway so we could get a second set, but no such luck. That said, the crew on this flight were very friendly, and I genuinely enjoyed their service. As we neared Singapore, we were placed in a holding pattern for a while before being cleared for final approach. Even though we were staying on the same plane to Bali, all passengers had to disembark. Those continuing to Bali were directed to a secure holding area and had to wait for about 30 minutes before reboarding. If you leave the secure area, you'll need to go through security again to return. Once we reboarded, I returned to the same seat, but this time the offerings were much lighter. Just a menu and a packaged hand towel at the seat. No amenity kit, no blanket, and no water. For my pre-departure beverage, I got a cranberry juice. The flight to Bali would take just over 2 hours.
Floating, weightless.
Treated to a very scenic departure out of Singapore, with some amazing light and even a brief rainbow.
fastened while seated. If you use a blanket, please fasten your seatbelt visibly over your blanket, and please be careful when opening the overhead compartments as items may have shifted and could fall out.
Since it's a short flight, the meal service started right after takeoff, so let's take a quick look at the menu. Everything was served on one tray due to the short duration. The tomato salad appetizer was honestly quite sad. It was just some cherry tomatoes cut in half with some sauce underneath. For the main course, I had the authentic beef rendang with nasi kunyit, beans, and carrot tumis. It was quite spicy and flavorful, though the beef was a bit fatty for my liking. Dessert was an orange chocolate cake, which was okay but nothing special. I had a tomato juice to make up for the sad tomato salad. I finished off the meal with a coffee, which once again came with a KLM chocolate Dutch House. Unfortunately, the crew on this flight didn't match the level of service from the previous one. For some reason, they kept all the privacy doors locked, so passengers couldn't close them. Mine was only unlocked after I specifically requested it. Additionally, I'm pretty sure they forgot about my meal. Everyone else had been served and was nearly finished, while I still hadn't received mine. I had to chase them down for it, which definitely impacted the experience. Overall, the second flight felt much more bare bones and unpolished compared to the first. Towards the end of the flight, the crew came around with KLM signature Dutch houses. Peterson and I carefully selected from the available options, making sure we didn't pick any that we already had in our collection at home. By the time we landed in Bali, it was already dark, so there wasn't much to see outside. In conclusion, this KLM journey provided a solid business class experience, with the first leg from Amsterdam to Singapore standing out for its exceptional service, meals, comfort, and amenities. The new seat design, particularly the addition of the privacy door, was a welcome upgrade, offering increased comfort and privacy. The crew on the first flight was outstanding, providing attentive and friendly service that greatly enhanced the experience. Unfortunately, the second leg to Bali was a letdown, with less attentive service and fewer amenities, making it feel more basic in comparison. Thankfully, it was a much shorter flight. Despite these differences, the overall experience was still enjoyable, and I would recommend flying with KLM on their 5th Freedom route to Bali. And that concludes another trip report. If you found it helpful, be sure to like and subscribe. It's the best way to support the channel and help me create more videos like this in the future. A special thanks to my YouTube and Patreon members for your support. Until next time, thanks for watching, happy travels, and I'll see you in the next one.